Welcome back. It is morning news today on this Friday morning. It is going on for 12 minutes to 7 o'clock. Now, 120 African artisans will come together under one roof this weekend to showcase their products. Their creations will go on display at the Sanlam Handmade Contemporary Fair at the Hyde Park Shopping Centre. Now, this year's theme, A Return to Making, is about transforming raw material into meaning. Well, let's find out more. We're joined by Mandla Sibeko from Artlogic, which actually hosts this fair. Mandla, good morning.
Good morning.
And thanks for your time. What should be a very busy morning for you, but you're here. Thankfully, it's just across the road. Okay, so tell us about the Handmade Contemporary Fair. Is everything at this fair handmade and started with raw material?
Yes, absolutely. What is amazing about the fair is that the key selection criteria is that the product has to be handmade and the product has to be of the highest quality. And it was really started 9 years ago to ensure that we created a platform in which we could promote or encourage South Africans to start making products with their own hand at the highest quality.
So what types of products are we looking at? What will we see when we come to the fair?
The excitement this year is that we have different pavilions for the first time. So we have pavilions. We have Cindy Sokumalo, who's curating the sort of textile pavilion. She's a well-known South African designer who's really been flying the South African flags in the Milan Fashion Weeks. She's come together and put a collection of people in the textile. Then we have the ceramics section, which South Africans are making amazing ceramics for homeware. And then there's obviously, South Africans have been making amazing gin locally. There's the gin section and there's the wine section. So we've got some interesting wines, South African wines. In fact, some boutique South African wines that are here, artisanal wines.
So how do you choose? Like you say, it has to be of the highest quality. It has to be something that, that speaks to what you're actually trying, the message you're trying to get across here is to use raw materials. How do you select who gets to showcase this?
There's a selection process that looks at each of the companies or each of the makers. When people come to the exhibition itself, which is on the rooftop in Hyde Park, they actually get to meet the makers. So there'll be the first guy in South Africa who actually made gin is present, and he's already in his 60s.
Wow.
And the criteria is really centered around that the product's got to be South African made. And it's also, as you have seen, we've expanded to making it more Pan-African. So there's a lot of makers who are coming from across the continent this year.
And do they tell us how they do it?
Yes.
Will they be able to explain?
Absolutely. The other excitement this year is that there are a number of workshops. There's a weaving workshop that takes place on Saturday, where the makers are taking people through the process on how they actually make their products. And then there's also a jewelry making workshop, which will take, people who wear the goods to understand how it actually is made. But the most exciting thing is that as you walk through the 120 exhibitors, that you actually meet the makers themselves who make the bags, who make the clothes, who make the wines. And
I suppose what you would get here is like every little piece or every little thing that you buy, especially when it comes to like ceramics that you spoke about and jewelry, is everything is going to be unique. Would you ever find two of the same thing?
Well, it's pretty unique in the sense that this is quite a niche market. So we've seen quite a big movement from people moving away from sort of your mass stuff. That people feel like they've got all of that from the big stores, and the movement is towards very small niche stuff. And I think what these makers are doing is amazing. And above that, what inspires me is to seeing a whole lot of them take so much risk to make sure that these businesses are sustained. I mean, one of the bag makers employs 30 people in her workshop the whole year. The hat maker employs over 70 people making hats, and he's even third generation, continuing a whole legacy from the family that started the hat making process. So a lot of them are actually contributing towards job creation in many ways. Is
it affordable? I mean, a lot of people, we know when we hear artisan and we hear designer, we think, oh, I'm not going to go because I'm probably not going to be able to afford anything that's there. But ordinary,
it definitely is
people
affordable.
Like us be able to afford stuff.
There's a price for everything and for everyone, and there's different products, different price range across the fair, and I think that's what's exciting about it.
Okay, so a good time to get those early Christmas presents sorted, I suppose. Details very quickly for us.
Absolutely.
It starts today?
It starts today at 12 o'clock and it runs until 10 p.m. It opens again tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock until it runs a whole weekend until Sunday. We close Sunday 5 o'clock. It's on the rooftop in Hyde Park.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that's Mandla Sibeko from Artlogic hosting this fair. If you're looking for something different, this might just be the place for you.